Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing a sound check. Sound check. Okay, sound seems to be fine. Um, Welcome to my mess. Eee! I thought I'd do a bit of tidying whilst I talk to people. Joe, I can't tonight. I'm sorry. I really want to, but I can't. um, yeah, just, yeah, don't feel like it, to be honest. But I'll message you and let you know. Um, so, who's watching? Who's watching me in my little pigsty of a sewing room, trying to regain some control of the mess? So, the reason why it's such a mess is because this is a pillow that I crocheted and I stuffed it with like old clothes and offcuts of fabric, and then I ripped it out and I recrocheted it, and so now I need to stuff it, and all the stuff that needs to go in it is on the floor over here, and like this whole place is just a huge mess. Messy, messy, messy. Anywho, let's not blow your eardrums with my breath. I also have children that compulsively cut up bits of paper and just leave them on the floor, which is great fun. Great fun. But yeah, I've been having like a bit of a crisis in terms of Eleutheria. Like doing the channel hasn't been a lot of fun. So I thought I'd let you all in on like a little bit of my personality whilst I do this. Like what I like to do, what I like to do in my spare time, what I should be doing in my spare time that I don't like doing, like editing videos to put up and cleaning. I mean, who likes cleaning? Nobody. Am I right? Am I right? Nobody likes cleaning. But the house isn't going to clean itself, is it? Anyway, I'm just cutting up an old shirt that doesn't look nice on me anymore to shove in my pillow. Because that's what I do. I make shit. Anyway, what's everybody else up to? What you been up to this weekend? We went to Molly Malone's yesterday at long freaking last and watched a movie on their big drive-in screen. And yeah, it was really, really nice. The food was outstanding and really reasonably priced, considering the quality. In fact, actually, I think the same food would have cost more at Spur and been less enjoyable. And yeah. Paul, is this a sewing channel? No, it's not a sewing channel. But sewing is one of my hobbies, sewing and crocheting, and like I like to make stuff. And like I get a real like sense of accomplishment when I make stuff. Like I make clothes. I made these. These are brookies. Brookies for a baby. I mean, they're cute, aren't they? Aren't they cute? And I get like such a sense of accomplishment from like making stuff. And so anyway, no, this isn't a sewing channel, but there is some stuff in my sewing room that I needed to get done so that I can get back to making shit again. And I thought I'd talk to people whilst I do that. Should be a dive in. Like dive in. No, I don't know what you're talking about. You'll have to clarify that. What have you been up to this weekend, Paul? I know you're a farmer, so you've probably been rather busy. Ugh. I really thought it would be easier to talk and do this at the same time. I guess I thought wrong. Anyway, you don't know fashion. It's just a nice way of saying you don't think my brookies are cute, eh? It's okay. There are certain moms out there that like these brookies, so to put on their babies. You know what they like about them? I mean, I know I've got men watching, so they're really not going to care. But what's nice about these pants is they've got these fold-down cuffs. So when the baby's smaller, you roll them up, and then the pants aren't too long. And then as they grow, they still fit them. And this fabric stretches, so it like will stretch on the baby, so it's all good. And then it's got the circle, which is a space for the nappy bum, and then the same with the waistband. You can fold it up or roll it down. It just makes the pants fit the baby for longer. Anyway, Joe stayed in bed all weekend. I'm so jealous of Joe. It is so flipping cold in Joburg right now. It's, ugh, I really don't like the cold. It makes me lazy, makes me not want to do stuff. There was the other thing I wanted to talk about, but wait, Paul said he rode his motorbike this morning and froze his ass off. Yeah, I can imagine. And you went to a restaurant that broke all the rules and they earned your eternal support. I'm assuming you're talking about the restaurants that are serving not coffee in coffee mugs. And I wholeheartedly approve of that. So I'm glad that you found a place that will do that. Not that you drank the alcohol, no. No temperature taking, no bookie to fill in, and alcohol served at 10 a.m. That's fantastic. I like it. I like it. Don't put the name of the restaurant here because we don't want people to get reported. But yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's minus plenty in Cape Town. Yeah, I think last night the real feel in Joburg was -4. That's how cold the wind was. And you Cape people, you don't understand. Like in Joburg, we're not used to wind. We don't like wind. So when this wind chill factor comes into play, it's like we're freaking dying. Okay, it sucks. Anyway, there was a movie that my husband and I tried to watch last night, but we fell asleep, as you do when you put a movie on at 11 o'clock at night, called Irresistible. And it's with Rose Byrne. You know that chickie, she was in that, what was that weird legal show? What was it called again? Anyway, she was also in that movie Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg. And Steve Carell. Oh my word. It's so funny. It's about how the Democrats. So he's a he's a spinner, right? And he runs like presidential campaigns and whatever. And obviously, it's a fictional story, but it like goes around now, the Democrats lost the 2016 election, so now he reckons, no, the way they're going to get the elections back is he's going to get a conservative Democrat. And it's how they like spin doctor to get this conservative Democrat voted into mayoral office in Wisconsin, in like this like small town in Wisconsin. Anyway, that's as far as I got. So we're gonna try watch it again tonight, and yeah, but it was quite funny and also alarming because a lot of this stuff that they do, it's true. Anyway, back to the comments. Joe says we are living in the prohibition era again. Yeah, we sure are. We sure are, and we're breaking laws, so it's all good. Rama Watson will ban booze again tonight. He could try. He could try. Ain't gonna happen. And my fellow compatriots, we will extend the state of eternal disaster for another month. Yeah. So my predictions for tonight's speeches. Okay, wait. I'm gonna do my squirrel impression. My fellow South Africans, I am addressing you tonight in the wake of a severe disease that has wiped out at least 3,300 lives. And we extend our condolences to their family and loved ones. Because of this, we need to extend the state of disaster by another 30 days. Please do not forget that this disease is very, very serious, despite the fact that 98% of people do recover from it. It is a grave disease which we must take very seriously. We must adhere to the regulations put in place by the National Corona Command Council, and we must always remember to wear a mask as soon as we leave the house, and we must wash our hands regularly or else use sanitizer. Thank you, my fellow South Africans that comply. Good night. What do you think? Hello, Storm. How you doing? The media has been working overtime to spread fear, so it will be extended. Absolutely. Hello, Linda. At the moment, I'm making a mess and cleaning a mess up. So I made this cushion, and now, before I close off the top, I have to stuff it. But cushion stuffing is expensive, so I use old clothes, and I use all the offcuts from all the sewing that I do. You know, the ones that are too small to make anything from. So that's what I'm making. At the moment, I'm just making a big fat mess, actually, to be honest. Joe says he doesn't need to watch the speech tonight because apparently, oh yes, yes. I thank the South Africans that have sacrificed so much of their livelihood in order to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Good enough, Paul? Ah, dear. Deary me. Yeah. So, yeah, I think tonight's just going to be a big fat nothing burger again. I don't even think a time has been announced yet. I don't know. I actually haven't been on Twitter for a few hours. So I don't know I know Ramon's starting streaming at 7. So, yeah. Yeah. This this lockdown needs to just freaking end, eh? I think everybody's they're moving, except of course the Karens that live in Constantia that have a lot of money and can afford to self-isolate for an extended period of time. Like I'm sure they're coping just fine. So, they want it to be extended, because guys, what do you think is more important, lives or the economy? You know what I think is more important? Because, this is Eleutheria and this is where we normally talk about all things liberty and stuff. So what I think is important is that people get their free will back and they can actually do whatever they freaking like. Because at the end of the day, we can't stop the spread of the virus. I agree with Linda, gutful of the lockdown. Surely. When my husband wants to know where his favorite shirt is, I'm going to say it's in the cushion. Yeah. There are some of his old work shirts here for me to cut up and put in the cushion. But yeah, they're old. They're faded and probably shrunk a bit. I don't know, do you guys have that problem as well, where your husband will say, "Oh, my shirts have shrunk"? My dad used to say it to my mom. He used to say, "No, my shirts have shrunk. They don't fit." Obviously, he was joking. He'd put on weight. But anyway, no, this shirt was ancient. Oh yes, that's what was wrong with this shirt. The collar is falling apart. So this is going to be cut up and put in the cushion. I did have it just shoved in the cushion like that, and it made a big lump in the cushion. So I realized that's one of the reasons why I had to unstuff the cushion. So I've realized I have to cut the stuff up before I shove it in the cushion. So yeah, that's what I'm doing whilst I talk to you guys. Yes, he should be begging for. Oh yes, load shedding's going to come up in the speech, eh? He should be begging for forgiveness for the load shedding, and I actually wonder if it's going to come up in the speech, if he's even going to acknowledge it. And now, let's not forget that we have had load shedding since 2007. 2007 is when load shedding started. Okay, since 2007, they've built Medupi and Kusile, or however you say it. Okay. South Africans are using less electricity, paying more for it, and we still have load shedding. So, what the fudge? Anyway, more comments. Okay, so here's the thought. We can complain about lockdown because we have allowed our liberties to be stolen. Where we are responsible for lockdown through our own inaction. Well, yeah, there's not always like okay, so all I can really do to protest the lockdown is actually just talk about it. Just talk about it and explain to people that we shouldn't actually be doing this. My husband's just sent me a message. Hold on. Storm, I'm glad you're good. We're all well here. Thank you. Linda says her husband also used to say that his shirts have shrunk. Great stuff. Great stuff. Oh no, of course. Of course he won't acknowledge that, Joe. Those don't happen. Storm has been very busy creating content, Joe. So he hasn't, it's not that he doesn't like you anymore. I promise. He's just been super busy. Hold on, hold on. Joe, can you go onto WhatsApp quickly? There's some important information for you incoming. How do I forward a message now? Oh, geez. You know what? Hold on. This is incredibly professional on my stream to be doing this, but I can't exactly, you know. Anywho, you still think you've lost a fan. You have not lost a fan. You haven't. He's, I think I just stream at times when Storm can actually watch. And he doesn't hang around for the whole stream, just so by the way. Anywho, yeah. How can we get the ANC to acknowledge farm murders? I don't actually know. I don't actually know. I mean, it's taken till now for the DA to even start becoming a little bit more vociferous about them. And the only reason I think they're doing that is because they realized that they lost a lot of votes this last year to the Freedom Front Plus. That's my take on that. That's what I think. What do you think? Oh no, Shirley, you're gonna miss from stream. That sucks. I actually don't even know if we scheduled for load shedding tonight or today at all. We were supposed to go off on Friday night and then they suspended load shedding at the time that we were supposed to go off because they stopped load shedding at 8 p.m. or something. And we were supposed to go off at 8 p.m. and we didn't. So we were lucky on Friday, but yeah, you know what you guys need to do to like, thanks Joe, I'll check now, to like ESCOM proof your life. You need to get an inverter So that's like a battery backup, and then you can plug your Wi-Fi and your TV and stuff like that into that. And like our inverter lasts 6 hours without electricity. And then when the power comes back on, it charges it. Or you can get the ones that are solar charged. So you can do that. Also, what I do is I cook in bulk. And so then when the power goes out, I can take whatever's in the freezer out, and we can just heat it in a pot on a KDAC gas bottle with a ring attachment to make it a stove plate. We also have a kettle that we can use on that so that we can still make coffee. Coffee. Cheers, Joe. And we've got a whole bunch of rechargeable LED lights. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty we're almost like ESCOM proof. If anybody watched me on Germ Warfare the other night, you'll know that I'm not city power proof because our power was off for like 8 hours. So the inverter died halfway through my stream with Germ. And we got cut off because the Wi-Fi died along with the power. So, yeah. And that night, my mom just decided, oh, we haven't had Chinese for a while, so she couldn't cook, so she decided to treat us to Chinese takeaways. It's awesome when your mom lives with you. Although she'll kill me if she hears me say it that way. We bought a house together. So, yeah. Yes, gas stove, gas geysers. Hold on. Let me go through the comments here. If you don't have a generator or solar, you should get it. Load shedding only going to get worse. I 100% agree with you. We do have solar geysers. Authentic Max. I'm just like doing a stupid chit chat whilst I try and get some chores done. Seriously, just anything. Preserving your food will be more important than your TV soon, as well as outdoor lighting and burglar alarms. Yes. So because of load shedding, we've had to replace the battery on our alarm system twice in the last 5 years, I think. I don't know. And then obviously our gate motor battery also had to be replaced. That's actually 2 batteries that we had to replace. Yeah. The inverter that we have, we also bought from, well, my dad bought it many years ago. And so those batteries had to be replaced as well. Inverters. What did I say, Max? Did I not say inverters? Yeah, that's what I meant, was inverters. That is indeed what I meant. If I said something else, I'm sorry. Gas stove and gas geysers. Yeah. Yeah, we're managing with solar geysers. But we live in Joburg, and Joburg doesn't get a lot of rain. And yeah, when we do have 3 days of rain, then we do have to put it onto power. So surely it is indeed an insulated mug. It's called a It's a thermosteel frosty, and Joe got one as well, and he says it's the best thing ever. And yes, it's this coffee was made about an hour ago, and it's still more than warm. It's like nice, very nice. Yeah. So yeah, this. What else can you think of to like ESCOM proof your life? Um, Another thing I do when I know load shedding is going to start at like 4 p.m., for example. So like 4 to 8 p.m. is, you're going to have no electricity for like over cooking dinner time and all of that. So I cook earlier in the day and I do it in my Instant Pot, which is an electric multi-cooker thing, as well as pressure cooker. So I cook it in there and then make sure that it's going to finish at 4 p.m. and I don't take the lid off. And because that pot is insulated as well, it keeps it warm until we're ready to eat at about 6. So it's still like piping hot at 6 p.m. So that's another way to get around the whole load shedding problem. Um, yeah. Yeah, rechargeable lights. Yeah, I think external, that's going to be our next thing is we need to put up external lights that are solar charged. Because we don't have that yet. And it is a security risk. And yeah, there's not much you can do about electric fencing and stuff like that. I suppose your best defense is actually like external beams as like an early warning for intruders, I guess. Because yeah, there is going to be more opportunistic crime thanks to load shedding. It also doesn't help that, because the schedule gets published, the criminals also know which suburbs are vulnerable, right? Right? Yeah, Paul, I think you're right on that, hey? I think you're right on 12 hours a day load shedding. We need to privatize ESCOM. Like, I don't know if you guys watched when Cyril did his little town hall thing. What did they call it? I'm going to butcher the word if I even try and say it, so I'm not even going to try. But so there was a caller that called in and said, why don't we privatize ESCOM so that it can do better? And his answer to him was, it still cracks me up whenever I think of it. He said, if ESCOM wasn't state owned, the rural areas like where his grandmother lived in the years of apartheid would not have electricity. Yeah, yeah, I can't. I can't. I cannot take that man seriously. I seriously cannot take him seriously. Paul is very pessimistic. He thinks we'll descend into complete collapse. And then what do we do, Paul? After complete collapse, how do we get out again? How do we rebuild? Is it possible? Or do you think those of us that can, should just jump ship? I don't know. Like if I look at all the sugar that's going on in the rest of the world, um, and what we, um, like all the politics that's going on all around the world. If I look at that, I'm like, yeah, I think I'll take my chances. Yeah, hey? Like I don't want my kids growing up in a very leftist country. That's how I feel. I mean, if someone had to give me a green card to America, I'd go. Like I'd jump on the first plane I could. Run or fight. You won't leave your ancestors. They said you belong here. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. Like we really were actively trying to immigrate for a few years. And last year I just looked at all the ish that was going on in all the other countries that we'd looked at getting into. Canada, New Zealand, and I was just like, no, not doing it. Not doing it. So now I'm taking the buttons off this old shirt to save. For what? I don't know. My mom always told me, you take the buttons and you save them. And I have a whole thing of buttons now that I'll probably never use. But my mom told me, so that's what I do. Linda's agreeing with Paul. Between the lockdown and all the people who have lost their jobs, our crime will increase sharply. But yeah, I would not leave. Paul tells me I should get my firearm and stockpile ammo. I know, Paul. I know. I'm working on it. Getting there. Slowly but surely. These things take time and planning and saving and yeah. But yeah, and I think I'm also converting my husband on that side of things as well. Like, yeah. It's very important to be armed and trained and prepared because when the shit hits the fan, it's going to hit and it's going to be scary. Also try not to think about it too much. What's the hold up? Shirley agrees. You got to put them in the buttons in. Well, you see now, Shirley, my OCD, which is also what causes my perfection paralysis. So I end up doing nothing because I can't do everything perfectly. Yeah. So my OCD does not allow for me to put the buttons in the buttons in. The buttons have to be sorted by color and size. Yeah. So I don't so much have a button tin as a button sorter. But anyway. The curious case of Beth's buttons. What's the hold up with getting a firearm? money, mainly, mainly money. But if and when the shit hits the fan, you can trade medicine or food for firearms. If you have a firearm, you don't. You have to trade for what you want. Okay, cool. Good way of looking at things. And also willing to actually shoot someone. Yeah, surely. If it's someone that's like after hurting my family or anything like that, I don't have a problem with hurting them. Really don't. Um, Storm's got to go. Bye bye, Storm. Take care. Have fun making videos. Um, Paul says to Shirley, under the right circumstances, anyone will be prepared to kill another. Absolutely. That's what I said. Yeah. If you're threatening my life or my family's life or whatever, yeah, I'm not going to think twice about hurting you or worse. Um, yeah. So no firearms for self-defense. I'm all on board with that. I don't say anything against that. As Gideon, your bear likes to say, I used to be a FUD. And yeah, I did. Kind of. Like, I always thought that firearms for self-defense was okay for other people. I just didn't want one. But now I've changed my mind about that as well. So, yeah. So, anywho. Mm. You would be amazed at what you will be prepared to do with zero food for a week or two. No, I agree. I agree. Sure, I can't believe there's been like at least 5 of you hanging around just watching me cut up stuff and talk nonsense for nearly 45 minutes. Am I really that entertaining? Or was my Cyril impersonation that good? Um, oh, let's not forget that Cyril will bring up the secondary pandemic of gender-based violence tonight. That will be included in tonight's speech because he needs to pander. So don't forget that. I hope you guys can't hear my dog snoring. She is snoring away in the lounge. Right here. And now she's just stood up and is looking somewhere like, oh no, it's just a good old stretch. That's all she's doing. Hi. What? No, there's no one here. You're hearing things. Okay. Um, oh dear, Paul's making the chat morbid. No, you're not. You're just giving us some card hold facts. Spray bullets. Spray. Is that like a shotgun? Huh? Educate me. Um. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, she's talking about a machine gun. Yeah, you can't get those legally in South Africa. But, you know, if you manage to get one, I wouldn't be against you doing that if you needed to. You know, like if we're talking about boogaloo, if we're really talking about when the shit hits the fan and it's like boogaloo time, then yes. Yeah, you know, like you don't think about laws and shit like that. Okay. Paul, I have an African sand dog. And you're going to say, African wat's 'n goed? Yeah, she's a hairless breed. Actually, no, I don't want to do that because it kind of gives away the layout of my home, and then I have security issues about that. But yeah, I was going to show her to you by moving the camera, but yeah, I don't want to take the chance. Boogaloo time within 5 years. Paul knows what that is. Do you know what an African sand dog is? Really? That's interesting. Yes, Shirley. Yes. Um, Everything that you can't get legally, you can still get. We just obviously there's quite a big difference between a machine gun and vape juice. But yes, I get the point you're trying to make. Paul gets real smokes, no problem. Vaping was not for him. And Paul knows doggies. I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you know what my dog is. You are like the first person ever, apart from her breeders and like maybe one or two others that knew anything about her. So, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, but she's a very old girl now. She's 14, and you can see she's got cataracts and she's losing her hearing, and yeah. So, but yeah, she's my baby. She's my baby. There's even more viewers. Hello, everybody. Is anybody new here? This isn't what I normally do. This really isn't what I normally do. But I've been feeling a little bit like fatigued by Eleutheria and only talking, staying very much on topic and stuff like that. So I thought, you know what? Maybe once a week I must just do a fun stream and just talk cuck whilst I do fun, well, not really fun, but stuff that I like doing or something that I need to do in the home or whatever. I thought maybe that would make me feel a bit more like Eleutheria is fun again. Because I'm feeling fatigued talking about it. Paul has a Staffy and a Burmese mountain dog. Very cool. To all the new people, welcome to How to Sew with Eleutheria. Today we are stuffing a pillow. How to sew. Yeah, let me show you how to destroy old clothes. And then that was satisfying. Did you hear that? That was so cool. So yeah, as I've said to my viewers, I crocheted this pillow and now I'm stuffing it because cushion stuffing is expensive, yo. I'm stuffing it with old clothes and offcuts of fabric. So that's what we're doing here today. The dog thinks somebody has come home, but like I say, she's going deaf, so, and probably a little bit senile. So yeah. Step 1, steal husband's clothes. Step 2, deny stealing husband's clothes. Paul, I explained to you the collar was broken. I cut it off. Where did I put it? Anyway, the collar, the shirt was so old. And yeah. So the collar had like, when you iron the collar and where you fold it when you put it on, the material there had like worn through. So we had to throw the shirt away. So rather than throw it in the landfill or make fire lighters from it, I thought, I'll stuff a pillow with it. Because I'm thrifty like that. Step 3, shove husband's stolen clothes in the pillow. Yeah. Paul just likes teasing me. I know his game now. I'm wise to it. For anybody that's wondering, I'm cutting all the seams off because they make lumps in the pillow. So I don't use those parts. Those parts will go in the bin. I don't know where the collar is that I cut off. I'm very confused right now. I'm Irish. It doesn't take much to confuse me, unfortunately. So yeah, I seriously can't believe people have hung around for this. Honestly, broken clothes are your favorite things to wear. I know broken clothes are men's favorite things to wear. And you know what? So my husband has obviously an office job, and it's when he does go into the office, it's one of those workplaces that you have to wear a suit. Okay, so it's not just like smart shirt and tie and stuff like that. He actually has to wear a suit. So, there comes a time where you have to say, okay, well, this doesn't quite meet the standards of your employer, so we have to get rid of it. And so we did. And hence pillow stuffing, which is really cool because I really like making pillows. It's what I do when I watch Gideon and Germ and Ramon and all of them on their live streams. So when I comment in their live streams that I'm hooking, that's what I mean. I'm hooking with a crochet hook. Do you get it? And I have a 9mm crochet hook. Am I the only one that finds it funny? I can use these bits to make ropes, okay? You know what? When my sons get home, they're probably going to take them and do exactly that. And then I end up finding them in the garden and having to throw them away. But yeah, they have fun. So that's all that matters. Paul wants me to do a stream next week and learn how to make Molotov cocktails with husbands. Yeah, didn't I tell you I'm collabing with Gideon on that? Sorry, my own jokes crack me up. Yeah. You never learned how to do a tie-up. Well, you're a farmer. You don't need to wear a tie. My husband actually doesn't have to wear a tie to work, but he has to wear a suit. It's weird. Doesn't make sense, eh? So it's not rugby. No, it's not rugby, Shirley. It's not a rugby shirt. If you are in Vali land, you should go to Arno Barlow when you get your pup. Of course. Like, who else is there to go to? I mean, that's worth going to. Let me just be clear. Definitely Arno Barlow. And for anybody that's wondering, Arno Barlow runs self-defense training classes and stuff like that, and he can be found under Kembetiv Concepts on Facebook, and Kembetiv is spelled Kembetiv. Kembetiv Concepts. Actually, let me just put it in the comments. Kimbe. Uncle Paul can just tell me if that's correct. I seriously can't believe there's still 6 people watching me cut up shit. And Uncle Paul make fun of me. Uncle Paul's going to be on Paratus tomorrow. It's tomorrow night, eh? Tomorrow night. So then we get to actually meet him. That will be fun. He's not sure on the spelling, so that's okay. I should demand that he teaches me how to kill with a pen. Yeah. Who says I don't already know? Maybe I do. I might look all meek and mild and whatever, but I'm really not. I'm quite vicious and horrible and stuff. He's going on to teach Shirion how to grow millies. That's interesting. Cool. Sounds like fun. But that won't be all you're talking about, hey? Isn't that such a satisfying sound? I'm having too much fun doing this. And I'm seriously shocked that people are watching me whilst I do this. I mean, I appreciate it, but I really didn't think I'd get much viewership today. But anyway. So those of you that are still here watching, what do you think of my idea to like have like once a week just a pointless stream that's nothing to do with anything about liberty? What do you think of that? I'm gonna have to sign off soon because my laptop battery isn't lasting. And I can't really get power. Well, I can eventually, but right now there's just too much mess here for me to sort out a power cable for my laptop. So yeah. So this has been fun. I'm glad nobody was too bored that they just signed off. Paul likes the idea. Shirley likes the idea. He's gonna suggest to Shiria that they do some knitting on the stream. Oh, that's so funny. Why did you enjoy this that much, eh? I tell you what, making shit is fun, but making shit go boom is even more fun. So that's why I like your Molotov cocktail idea. Yeah. If I lived on a farm, I could do a live stream doing that, couldn't I? But alas, I'm in the suburbs, and I think my neighbors might call the cops if I did something like that in my backyard. There's the collar. I found the collar. See? See, it's broken. See? He couldn't still wear this. He couldn't. He still asked me, can you fix this? And I mean, let's just be honest. That's like almost the color the shirt used to be. Can you see? Can you see? Not really. There's too much light behind me. Like it was faded. Super, super faded. Well, yeah, of course it's really broken now because I took the collar off. Because the collar won't like sit nice in the pillow. So that's why I took the collar off. Now I've got to take the pocket off as well. See? Here's the pocket. Pocket. Which side is the pocket? That side, eh? Yeah, because most people are right-handed. Pocket. Not anymore. So yeah. But yeah, seriously, my laptop battery is not looking. A bit of glue could have fixed that. You know, I think my husband might have thought that at the time as well. And then it's just like, no, no. We'll just buy some more shirts. No. And he's like, but shirts are so expensive. And I'm like, yes, but look how long you wore this one for. It was like 10 years. Like if you say a shirt costs 350 rand, okay, and then it lasts 10 years, that's 35 rand a year. Hello? That's like less than a rand a week for a shirt. Anyway, yeah. And before anybody asks me, I do not make dress shirts, okay? These things are complicated to make, so no, I don't make his shirts. No, no, no. Bye, Shirley. I hope your electricity doesn't go out, honestly, but yeah, if it does, there's not much we can do, I guess. And you know what? I think I better go as well, because otherwise, okay, first of all, this surely can't be that interesting. Like, I really appreciate that all of you kept me company whilst I've been doing this. It's been a lot of fun, but sure, it's not that much fun. And secondly, my laptop battery is about to die. And thirdly, I don't pay for StreamYard, so I only get 20 hours a month. So obviously, if I want to actually talk about actual issues on a live stream on Eleutheria, then I need to preserve that time. So yeah, I'm going to sign off. But thank you so much for keeping me company. I've really appreciated it. Normally, we talk about all things liberty on Eleutheria because Eleutheria is the Greek word for freedom. You don't normally watch me destroy my husband's clothes to stuff a pillow. But yeah, maybe we'll do this once a week and, you know, just have like a talking cock session, cockpraat session. So anyway, have a fantastic afternoon further. If you have load shedding, may it not affect you too badly. May it be cut short. And yeah, one would hope that given that the president is speaking, he would suspend load shedding, right? Am I right? I'm right. I'm always right. So yeah, take care. Don't wear a mask if you don't have to. And be safe out there. Stay warm. All that good stuff. And I'll catch you at the next stream. Cheers.